What Missouri needs to do to take down my Alabama Crimson Tide in their Week 7 matchup. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about these Missouri Tigers and my Alabama Crimson Tides matchup this coming Saturday, 12 noon, Columbia, Missouri. My Alabama Crimson Tide is a 2.5 point favorite, I believe, maybe 3.5. Don't quote me. It's somewhere along in those lines. But anyway, I think my Alabama Crimson Tide is going to win, and they're going to cover the spread. Surely do. It don't matter what Missouri does. They will not beat my Alabama Crimson Tide. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the video. If you want to go read this article yourself, you can go to Truman'sTale.com. What Mizzou needs to do to take down number 8 Alabama. The Tigers have their toughest battle yet this Saturday. Okay, now I always got to tell y'all the source of my information, just in case y'all want to go check it out for yourself. But that's it. Truman'sTale.com. What Mizzou needs to do to take down number 8 Alabama. The Tigers have their toughest battle yet on Saturday, and yes, they do. My Alabama Crimson Tide will be the toughest opponent that Missouri has faced so far. And if you look at Missouri's schedule, they opened up the season with Central Arkansas. Then they played Kansas. Then Louisiana, South Carolina, SEC matchup. They beat South Carolina 29-20. And they played UMass. So their schedule hasn't been too difficult. The most difficult team that they done played is in conference game against South Carolina, in which they got a 9-point victory. Alabama played Vanderbilt this past week, and they won the game. When it comes to Missouri and South Carolina and Vanderbilt played South Carolina also and beat them by the score of 31-7. And Vanderbilt went to South Carolina. South Carolina went to Missouri, and Missouri only got a 9-point win over them at home. So if you want to use that as a measuring stick, you can. I'm not, because I think each game is different. Anything can happen on any given Saturday with the way football is now. Okay, well, the talent level is evening out now, so anything can happen. But I don't think, in my opinion, that Missouri is going to beat my Alabama Crimson Tide, even though in the past, my Alabama Crimson Tide had some road issues, and they've had problems stopping the run. And Missouri got a hell of a run game, just like Vanderbilt had. But we put that Vanderbilt run game in check, and hopefully that sticks with Missouri. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into the article. As good as Missouri football has been in 2025, it's no doubt that they haven't played the best competition thus far. And I already told you who they played. That all changes this Saturday morning when they take on one of the most consistently dominant teams in the country, in my Alabama Crimson Tide. All right? You damn right. Now, we haven't been too consistent, with our new regime going back to last year. We lost 4 games, and then we opened up the season with a loss. But since then, we've been doing pretty good, all right? We've been doing pretty good. The Tigers have been outscored by over 100 points in the 5 matchups against Alabama since joining the SEC over a decade ago. It's safe to say head coach Eli Drinkwood is preparing for his team to change that this weekend, and I'm quite sure he prepared for that every time he faced my Alabama Crimson Tide. But guess what? It all ends with the same result. A W for me and an L for you. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, the game is huge for both sides, with Missouri desperate to prove to haters that they can beat legitimate contenders. Meanwhile, another loss for Alabama might end their hopes of a college football playoff run sooner than expected, and that's true. But if we lose this game, which I don't see that we will, I don't think it'll end playoff hopes. That'll be the second loss. We just can't lose no more. And we still got tough games ahead against ranked opponents. Surely do. Next week, we got another ranked opponent in Tennessee. Then we got to go to South Carolina. Then we still got Oklahoma, a damn good Oklahoma team still on the schedule. Surely do. We got ranked LSU on the schedule. Then we got Auburn. So Alabama got a tough road ahead. But if we happen to lose this game, we'll have to navigate that schedule without another loss. So yeah, this game is very important to Alabama. This game means more to Alabama than Missouri because Alabama got more on the line than Missouri, in my opinion, because we already got a loss. Missouri don't. But anyway, with the Tigers coming off a bye week, the Crimson Tide coming to the contest with all the momentum, taking down what was then number 16 Vanderbilt, a statement in conference win for the program. Now, people going to say it was just Vanderbilt. No. Everybody keeps saying that this ain't your Vanderbilt of yesteryear, and it is not. That was and is a damn good Vanderbilt team. And it very well could be Vanderbilt's only loss on the season once the regular season is over. It's possible because they are a very good team, and that's a fact. Anyway, a win this weekend will likely be the best of Eli Drinkwitz's career, and he'll do everything in his power to get one. You damn right, it'll be his best. Hell, I don't have no faith in Eli Drinkwitz anyway, and I definitely don't have the faith that he can beat Alabama or out-coach Coach Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb together. That's just me. Anyway, but to get there, there's a couple of things this squad needs to make sure that they accomplish first, starting with the offensive line. It's no secret that the running back duo of Ahmad Hardy and Jamal Roberts can do just fine on their own. But a little help from the five up front never hurts. You're right, because them the guys got to open up them running lanes. Man, I should have. Let me pull up. I know this Ahmad Hardy, I believe he got 700 and some odd yards on the season. That guy's pretty good. I think he done scored like 9 touchdowns. Let's see what Ahmad Hardy is in there. I know he's pretty good because he's one of the best running backs in the country. And Mizzou got one of the, probably the best run game in the country. Where's Hardy? 730 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns. Sure do. He might be I think he got the most yards of any running back in the country right now through this season. So I think he's the best running back in the country right now. I believe he is. And then, who is the other guy? Hold on. Who is the other guy? Ahmad Hardy and Jamal Roberts. Roberts has 350 yards, 3 touchdowns on rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. So I'm sure he's running back number 2 because Ahmad Hardy, he's a beast. He's simply a beast. But anyway, let's talk about this offensive line. But yeah, the offensive line got to open up these running lanes, and they have been doing a good job so far. Damn good job. So the team lost their biggest starters prior to the August season kickoff, and since then they've struggled against some subpar defensive fronts, which should worry Drinkwitz heading into the matchup versus a top 10 defense, both against the pass and the run. Now, I don't see how in the hell Alabama is a top 10 defense against the run. I don't see it because guess what? Georgia ran up 225 yards on them. Florida State ran up 230 yards on them. So I don't know how they are a top 10 defense against the run. Maybe they might be a top 10 overall, but against the run, I don't see it. So this might be a little fabricated. That's just my opinion. Now, against the pass, maybe. But the run, I don't see it. But hey, it is what it is. But far as the run, like I said, last week against Vanderbilt, they had a couple of big runs, but for the most part, we had the run in check. We're getting better at stopping the run. I can continue to say they picked up 66 yards on their first drive. The rest of the game, they only picked up 69 yards. And only 9 yards came in the second half. 9 yards rushing for Vanderbilt. And you know how prolific that run game was before they met up with my Alabama Crimson Tide defense. The week prior, I know Georgia ran up 227 yards on Alabama. I believe it was 227, 225, something like that. I know that. But majority came on 6 plays. 171 yards came on 6 plays. And only 60 some odd yards came on the other 24 carries or 26 carries, whatever they had. So that was good. That was damn good. Matter of fact, 56 yards. 56 yards came on 24 carries. And 6 big plays they broke. Picked up a majority of the yardage. So yeah, we getting better at the run. And hopefully somehow, some way we can stop this running back duo of Missouri. Hopefully. But anyway, keep it moving. It's currently unknown if their best lineman, left tackle Caden Green, will be able to come Saturday morning. Well, be able to go on Saturday morning because he's been out. But anyway, so we don't know. They don't know if he'll be able to go against Alabama on Saturday morning. He's been out since mid-September with a foot injury. And though it was initially thought of as a minor injury, further testing proved that that was wrong. And he hasn't played in nearly a month. Well, if you ain't played in nearly a month and you about to go up against my Alabama Crimson Tide, you going to have some issues. We got some dogs, man. James Smith, L.T. Overton, London Simmons, true freshman. I just want you to know. Tim Keenan, among others. Jordan Renard. Come on, baby. We got... I ain't going to get into all that. Anyway, without him, other linemen such as Keegan Trost and Dominique Gaddis will need to step up their place, specifically against senior L.T. Overton, who already has a pair of sacks on the young season. With strong offensive line play, not only will Hardy and Roberts easily be able to get it going, taking over the contest as they do most weeks, but quarterback Bo Prabula will get enough time to make his reads, getting him into a strong offensive flow early. Bo Prabula, he's pretty good too, the quarterback. So we got to contain him. Hopefully we can get pressure on him, move him off his spot, and force him into some turnovers. Because my Alabama Crimson Tide thrives with turnovers. Thrives. I just want y'all to know that. Okay, we got a total of 10 turnovers on the season. All right, I know Bray Hubbard, he got 2 interceptions on the season. I believe who else got an interception? Somebody got a couple of interceptions last week off Vandy. I know we got one off Vandy. So yeah, I think we might get some turnovers if this Missouri offensive line is having trouble. I'll just say that. I think we'll force Bo Prabula into a turnover or 2. But hey, it is what it is. On the other side of the ball, the position group that struggled the most is definitely the secondary for Missouri. Even with strong veterans like Torino Pride Jr. and the addition of transfers such as Nick DeLoach, the unit has had issues with miscommunication and explosive plays. Oh, you going up against the wrong offense for that. Because Ty Simpson will carve your ass up with these wide receivers. Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, Lotzia Brooks. They'll carve your ass up. I'm telling you now. While they may slide in matchups versus inferior squads, it won't against top programs like Alabama. SEC conference games are very physical and very intense, and it is important they find a way to mitigate big plays downfield. Well, you can mitigate the big play downfield. Hey, we'll eat your ass up with those short to intermediate routes. And Ty Simpson is a daggone master at getting the ball in the hole. You can believe that. A master. But anyway, if the Tigers defensive back can stop the deep passing game from Ty Simpson and receivers Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams, they can take over the game early. You got to worry about more than Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams. Hey, you got to worry, like I say, Isaiah Horton, Lotzia Brooks. You got to worry about freaking Kevin Riley and fucking J.M. Miller coming out the backfield catching the ball. You got to worry about Josh Cuevas. We got several weapons in the passing game. You can believe that. Anyway, the keys to this game is very simple. Get the run going early and limit the deep plays. From there, as long as they don't hurt themselves with turnovers and penalties, they can be ready to silence the doubters come Saturday afternoon. And Missouri do have doubters. They have naysayers. They keep saying that Missouri ain't played nobody. You can only play who on the schedule, okay? So now my Alabama Crimson Tide is on the schedule, and we will see if Missouri is legit or if they are fraudulent, okay? Because they got a formidable opponent this week in my Alabama Crimson Tide. All right? And they think if they can get a run game early and limit the deep plays from Alabama, and they take care of the ball and don't commit penalties, they'll come out the winner. But I beg to differ. I think this offense, my Alabama Crimson Tide offense, got too much for that Missouri defense. And I think our defense, with the way they done played, especially the last week against the run, just may be able to contain Hardy. That's what I think. Probably, like I said, probably the best running back in this season so far. If our run game do what they did last week against Vandy, I think we can contain that. So it is what it is. And you all know I'm rolling with my Alabama Crimson Tide in this game. And I'm rolling, and I'm going to say that we're going to beat Missouri by double digits on the road. That's what I'm saying. And we're going to take down another ranked opponent for the third week in a row. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and let me know your opinion in the comments. If you agree or if you don't agree, please let old KB know. But like I said, I'm rolling with my Alabama Crimson Tide to cover the spread. Not only cover the spread, but win by double digits on the road. All right. So with that being said, y'all be blessed. And remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and roll damn Tide.